Okay, where's my image? I'm not sure what's going on here. It's not showing me my proper image to tell me we're live. I think we are. You did? Okay, all right. Well, then let's do intro. Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show. The show that is not for entertainment purposes only. We're here today to talk about a subject that a lot of people are probably talking about, and that is the government shutdown and particularly the EBT and the related services that are being called democratic services. And we're just going to talk about all the different aspects of what is really going on here. Is there a problem, reaction, solution underway? Is this tied to the coming days of digital currency and the paper bill going away? Therefore, you'll no longer have anything in your hand, and they'll have everything. You own nothing, and be happy. However, first, let's recognize the important people here. That is y'all guys in the chat. Super Dave, Super Mike, Yukon Cornelius, Miss Kim's in there. Scott Shuts That is in there, and a bunch more of you.
Yeah, we got a crowd today.
Yeah, we got, also we got Roxy here, as you can hear. What's going on with Miss Roxy, theroxyfiles.com?
I'm down 9 rabbit holes, got 2 legal pads and 3 computers going in a moment.
So just a normal day?
Normal day.
Okay.
Normal day.
And what in the Supernatural's going on with my other co-host, Shannon?
Well,
You down those same rabbit holes?
Oh, I'm down rabbit holes, been paying attention to what's been going on and the subject matter we're talking about today, but I have also been saying goodbye to loved ones this weekend. So, those who passed on to the heavenly realms.
Yep. A date we've all got a date with, the way this world works. But we've also got Miss Kim here with us, learning and being a co-director for us. And you'll see her in the chat some too as well. And of course, I am Daniel. And well, let's just jump right in, and let's see, what question could I propose? And I guess it would be, anybody want to address, is this a problem, reaction, solution? You own nothing and be happy, and you eat the bugs and be happy.
First off, I ain't eating bugs.
Nope.
No, I'm not eating bugs.
Not knowingly.
Yeah, no.
I think I swallowed a fly one time.
Well, I could give you some information about some of the stuff we're currently buying from grocery stores, but I don't want to ruin anybody's day. Just gonna say, I would not be purchasing all mass-made coffee.
Oh, I haven't done that. I grind my own.
It's best to grind your own coffee.
It's the only way to go.
If you're going to consume coffee, and I'm not saying I'm an advocate, although I do have a cup a day, it's best to grind your own, so you know what's ground up in there. Probably be a good idea. So what do you guys really think, though, about if you're going to actually do this or not?
Well, the way from an accounting
and take away a lot of things, make scarcity happen, and then make your dollar worth less and going down every day, gold and silver shooting through the roof, and then say, but hey, we have this new system over here. Thoughts?
Yeah, I feel that they will, and the purpose of them doing this shutdown, taking all these things off the roster, however they're changing it, however they're putting funds in whatever new programming they have, they are purposely doing this around the holidays to get the biggest emotional reaction possible. So they break the American people down enough and all the way around, because this is, again, as you mentioned, a trickle effect that is exponentially spreading amongst many different factions. And when you're broken down enough when it comes to your food and your shelter and, your abilities to survive, you're so much more apt to receive whatever new program that is, so you're okay and you can have security again, even if it is something that can be detrimental.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, I think we all agree here that they're attempting and will be moving to a digital, whether you want to call it crypto or digital. It means no dollar bills in your hand, because 1,000 years ago, or even 100 years ago, a man, his value or family's value they had was because of the trade they did, or because of maybe they were a rancher and they had cows, or a farmer and they had 400 acres planted in corn. And so their money, their literal money was, they had it. It was there. They could say, see that cow? That's, whatever it was, $200. Or, see all that wheat? That's this. And I'll trade this to you for whatever they needed. They needed some more feed. They needed this or that. Then it went to, of course, you can go back way further, where coinage, the co-in, meaning co as in everybody, in, co-in, a coin, where they all agreed that these coins were worth something because it made it easier. The benefit to the people was it made it easier to transact and trade things. You didn't have to trade your cows or your wheat or your corn or whatever it was. It was easier. And then we went from the coin, which was gold and silver, made out of gold and silver, something that has some scarcity to it. I mean, I can't go out in the yard out here and find any gold, so it has scarcity. Even though there's technically some there, it's about impossible to get together, So then we went from that, we went to this paper stuff. Went to this paper money. They literally printed some colors and numbers and stuff on the cheapest thing you could possibly come up with, paper. Went away from gold and silver. We seen that back in the 60s, basically, when it took place, around the Kennedy era. And they went to making us coins out of worthless materials, pretty much, and making us use paper money. Now it's coming, and I believe it will be in force before 2030. Agenda 2030, Agenda 2021, we've done hit that one. Mm-hmm. And then Agenda 2030, it's coming. And so by 2030, they want to have these systems at least introduced. And it's highly likely that what some people would call the Antichrist, or the one world leader that comes on the scene as a savior, which will actually do the opposite. The one world leader will likely come on the scene in 2033. It would be symbolically related to, to Christ, of course. So 2033 sounds like a reasonable number for that. But now we're going to go from paper, and we've already accepted the digital thing to a point, but we still got the paper. You can still go to the ATM and get you 500 big ones and, and go do some deal on the side, But when they go digital, there won't be no deal on the side. They've told us the cryptocurrency is, what's the word they like to use? Not diversified, but there's a word for it, which basically means, it's like there's nobody controlling it. Yeah. So all the richest people in the world are going to allow some new currency system to come in place that nobody's controlling. They're just going to give all that control up. Okay, let's just use this new system. It's going to save everybody.
We're going to lose our theoretical question.
Yeah.
Okay, paper money.
Mm-hmm.
They invented paper money.
Mm-hmm.
Paper money was invented pre-internet. There's no difference in paper money and a debit card.
There's a little bit of difference. I can go to your house and give you paper money, and you can give me something for it.
But
and nobody knows about it. You give me a piece of
paper. Right. You've given me a piece of paper, but said piece of paper is worthless if the bank won't exchange it.
It's an instrument of debt. That's why it's called a note.
Right. And so, like, and my theory being, I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, you need to keep cash. You need to keep cash." That cash is worthless if the bank ain't open,
or if they just say it's worthless.
right?
I'm surprised they didn't say it during the COVID era, which is apparently still going on. But they could have easily said the virus is on the money. It's killing
they
people.
did. They did actually say that. And actually, funny enough, maybe not so much in areas like yours, but here in Southern California, they made a whole lot of switchovers in big places like Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm and
maybe they
certain other things. So it's partially like these big things, it's like they were getting us used to, sorry, this is cash only. Now, of course, Kaiser has gotten to that point, although I've still gotten away with cash a little bit here and there, but they're trying to be like, sorry, we're cashless. I mean, it's trickling down, and that was kind of like the main starter point. That's when they really started to enforce it. So at least here in this area, we were getting it. We were feeling it. So
what is likely to be the offer they're going to make us that we can't refuse to transition fully to digital? Of course, they can create a false flag, or they can create another fake virus, which less people would believe this time around, of course. But they can create some event like take away the food stamps, but that's only going to affect 12% of the population. I mean, it'll have a ripple effect to more than 12%, but supposedly 12% of the population is on food stamps. And so it would affect the lowest, and I don't mean this in a way that's necessarily negative, but the people that are at the lowest, most vulnerable financially, it would affect them the worst to take it away. I'm just theorizing out loud is all I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Think about it like this, okay? Remember the movie Leave the World Behind, which I would like to remind everyone was co-written, or at least advised with script-wise by Obama, a former U.S. president.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, his credits are on the film. It's
very blatantly.
It's true. Very blatantly. And in that film, just think about how many things hit at once sequentially, right? Building up the tension, building up the fear and the panic. And as all these things are happening systematically, people then start to turn on each other, right? And then in the monologue that the guy talks about, who works for the financial stuff, right, and the stocks and all these things, who owns the house, he talks about
be the whole cookie.
But he talks about how that was always the plan, to get the people to turn on each other so they didn't have to do the work. You see, it makes it a lot easier when they can do it for you, all riled up at once. So as we see 3i Atlas coming, we have all this stuff with WW3 stuff. We got all this stuff now with all the benefits and people threatening and all that stuff. And before that, the Kirk situation. And I mean, systematically,
ramp back up.
right? And let me tell, this is systematically just, hit after hit, trauma after trauma. And so right before the holidays, right before winter hits, they announce that this is going to happen. You know that the people are going to be weak-willed and ready to throw a tantrum. So it's cause and effect. It's going to trickle down to everybody at some point, because the reactions that everyone they're having, it's being pushed and manipulated, so they don't have to do the work. They don't have to come in with big tanks, guys, because we're gonna do a whole lot of it ourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna go purge style at the rate they're pushing. That's what they're hoping for.
First of all, how many purge movies are there, right? How much have they pushed that on the American people? And second of all, during 2020, how many governmental units in the world used the actual sound from that movie?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually had a very hilarious moment in 2020. My sister lives in a very well-to-do neighborhood in Charleston. So we took her Cadillac and rolled the sunroof back and dressed up in Mad Max outfits and rode around her neighborhood playing the Purge sound.
Oh, Lord.
No, dear Jesus. But that's exactly it. Like, okay, what was it in the Philippines, right? The government actually used that exact sound for when when they had to go home.
Well, I think it was, what day was it? Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Took the stepson to his girlfriend's house. I don't usually listen to the radio very much. And it was probably right after lunch on Saturday, just out of nowhere, the emergency broadcast signal come on. Nothing was said. It was not told that it was a test. It come on and played for about 1 minute and went off, and the music went right back to playing.
Heck no.
It come on, and me and Willie looked at each other, and I'm like, not now. Not now. I got stuff to do today. We can't do this today.
Can't do a purge now.
Look, like, here's the thing. Some of these, like, I get not everyone in America is like this. There's only so many that are really intense on an everyday basis. But with this push, it's like bringing out the demonic. I mean, I have seen some people and their reactions to it gives me chills. Like, you don't even look human as you're saying this, where they're literally threatening to eat white people. And that just like, whoa, hold on. First of all, you know how many people of many colors are on these programs? There's all kinds of poor people. Where did it become
First
a
off,
white-black thing?
First off, anyway.
It became that when television was invented, basically.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, whatever, but okay, you want to eat people now because you're so upset. Like, calm down,
I got tattoos. They say they don't taste good. Just saying. Just putting it out there.
I'm like, technically, aren't they already eating maybe?
If anybody wants to see where our world is headed, go look up the movie Idiocracy. Just go watch it.
Andy and I say it just like, They Live. These are documentaries, guys. They're just a little more entertaining than maybe a regular kind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to say something. We had one of our chatters out in the crowd and was talking about, economic times being hard, not wanting to turn the heat on unless you had to.
Right.
A very good source. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all congested today. A very good source of heat that is relatively cheap. Terracotta pots and candles. And if you just go to YouTube and search how to make a room heater from a terracotta flower pot and a candle, and it'll pop up.
Like a single room, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, if you're energy financial, it will help heat a room.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Every little bit helps. And these are good tips, even if you have a snowstorm or the power's out. But those little tea light candles and terracotta pots can be your best friends. And terracotta pots are cheap, especially now with the growing season going out. Go to Walmart's, stuff like that. You'll find them.
I wanted to ask one of our viewers, I think it's Connie, she did mention that she was on a few of these assistance programs. And I wanted to ask her, because she did mention the one specifically, SSI, if you've heard anything about that particular program, if anything's happening with that, since so many of these are being paused or however it is that's happening during this time. I'm curious to know if SSI is on that list, because I haven't heard anything concrete, but if anybody knows for sure what's going on with that program, I would really like to know, because one of the reasons I ask is if we have people who are on SSI, and I'm not saying, of course, you are this way, but I know personally a lot of people who are on SSI who rely on, mental medications and stuff. Even though I don't condone those things on, whatever, these people have been reliant on it for a long time. They're used to it. And to up that whole level of crazy, you want to talk about people who need mental health help and assistance being angry and not being able to get their meds and things on the street. I'm just curious.
When we think about things that may or may not have continuation of funding, think about this.
Thank God.
Okay, we're having a budget fight, is what we're having. Republican Democrat budget fight
on a stage
in a movie.
Right.
Yes, but regardless, from an accounting standpoint, when you are looking at a budget, things like Social Security, those go around the budget. Those are already set aside for in monies to operate, so to speak. Right. They are above and beyond this. So when you're looking at things that are being held up in this budget discussion and funding the government, the funding for a lot of these programs has already been set up and set aside, and there may be a hesitation in it 90 days from now.
Right. And however you pronounce your name, I'm not fearing, I'm asking. I need to know, because
we're discussing.
These are all things that we have to just keep in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Must be new.
But the thing that what's interesting to me, because I know for a fact, right, that they have taken out the disabled programs in schools. One of my best friends, her daughter is disabled, extremely disabled, and she's also a disability teacher at her school. Her daughter is now placed in a normal class, and her mom is allowed to still be like a teacher's aide to her, but has been demoted, and of course the funding for her is hardly even there. There's something there for them, but they're in limbo right now. And a lot of those teachers have been laid off. These are the kind of things that have already been cut off and changed already, and have become a major trickle effect as well in what this economy is dealing with. And I understand that it's really, that there are a lot of students who are disabled who are in regular classes already, but so many of these classrooms are already so overwhelmed with even just regular classes, that it's unfair to the disabled people too, who really need that extra physical help. It's more about the physical help. The regular teacher can only do so much. So these are the kinds of things that I'm wanting to know. What kind of programs are they going to put in place too for these kids? Because the school free meals are being taken away. Sure, they're going to have something else in place, but during that time, there's going to be a lot of hungry kids.
Who's taking away the free?
Those are all part of these programs. The after school daycare programs through the schools are getting shut down. So you have to pay out of pocket, the parents are. And I know my mom is going through this with her step grandchild that she's taking care of. She goes into an after school program, and now they're asking for money for it that she can't afford. So now I'm going to be working out something with her, and they are cutting off at not the elementary school just yet level, but by next year, that program is going to be changed. So how is it that they're going to implement that for the kids? And of course, is this going to be in the digital system? These are just all questions that I'm asking out loud, because I know that these things are already happening here in California. Like it's happening.
And yes, guys, we're very aware of the fear issue. If you come to this channel very often, you understand that we tell you to have no fear, because God is with you in every step you take. And we also know that this whole thing is it's a world stage act. All upper level governments are all involved, all at the top level, and they're running this soap opera. But see, the problem is that most of the world still believes this soap opera. So we have to talk about it from both sides, you see. We have to talk about it from the side that the person showing up here to watch this show, we have to talk about it from the side that they understand, and then try, and I do it quite often, is to try to pull them over and help them realize all this is an illusion, okay? And a magic trick. The whole budget thing is all an illusion. Yeah, they do distribute imaginary money, because that's all we're dealing with is ones and zeros on computers. And then they sometimes print some things out, some little cartoons and stuff on the paper, and they hand it to you and you believe it's real. So it's real because the other guy thinks it's real, so he'll take it. You give somebody 2 pieces of paper and you can load your lawnmower in your car and drive off with it. When the paper wasn't worth nothing to start with, it tells you right on the paper. It's a note. It's a debt note. It has no value to start. So what I'm saying, if anybody's new here or needs to re-understand or re-understand, is that we know that we're having the conversation from both sides of reality. The reality that the average person still believes, and then also the other side of it that shows we know this is it's a soap opera. You know, you see, like for instance, you see Trump flying all over the world. He's in a different country about every day at 80 years old. He's almost 80. He's 79 and a half, something like that. This man's a Superman, right? Chances are none of this, even if you see him standing over there with the king of China or whatever he is, it ain't real. You know, your newscast, it can all be AI now. It's a grand deception, a grand delusion. However, because we live in this world, there are real world consequences that are going to happen. So, because the people that live around here, they don't know these things. They don't listen to this show, and they don't listen to another show that explains these things. Once they do, and it's been improving, I mean, a lot of more people are awake now than they were even 5 years ago. I mean, them pulling the whole COVID thing and killing everybody's uncle and niece and cousin and grandma and grandpa, that woke up a lot of people. Okay, well, so we're making progress.
Think about it like this. What is a watchman on the wall? The watchman on the wall is in place by the people, by the village or community, to keep an eye out for danger. Sure, everyone likes to get mad at the watchman on the wall who's saying, hey, I see something. You got to get ready. That is actually up to you on how you interpret that. If you get scared, that is your reaction. That is on you and your decision. It is not the watchman on the wall who just said, hey, I see something, and has to tell you because that's what you hired him for. But that's what we're all here, right? We're God's watchmen on the wall. That is our job. We're put here to do that. So all we're doing is pointing it out and saying, hey, we see something. Let's talk about it. How do you feel about it? You can be fearful by your choice. That is up to you, but that is not what any of us are spreading. We're just telling you, that's what I see. That's what you hired me for. So here we are.
Yeah, we're discussing.
I'm telling you.
We're discussing how the world is going to react. And
if we didn't say things during the original 2020 thing, and we didn't go out there and say what we saw, can you imagine the blood on our hands in the end?
Mm-hmm. And that's the downfall of doing what we do, is because anytime you come out ahead of people realizing what a truth is or what a reality is, and you're saying, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, the majority of the people will knee-jerk and say that they're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. Like when we first come out and started telling people, me and Shannon, for instance, telling people, that COVID, this is all nonsense. Mm-hmm. There's nothing floating around in the air that's hurting anybody. There is no such thing as a V. Okay, V. I don't need to say it the rest of it, right? There is no such thing. It's an imaginary thing. I went back and produced a documentary proving it, going all the way back to the early 1900s, where they invented radio, which actually the original name was radiation. Mm-hmm. We get it, but we also have got to engage some people who come here, like the new people. If we engage them like we engage y'all advanced class that's here, they're going to knee-jerk and run the other way immediately. So we have to, you understand? I hope y'all guys do. And I know we're kind of beating a dead horse a little bit, but...
Well, but it's not that we don't offer solutions through Jesus Christ, or that we don't even give you natural solutions and survival tips and all kinds of things. We've had many shows giving solutions and thoughts and ideas of how to change your mindset, or to not be afraid, or to understand, or there's plenty of ways that we offer great information. Is it always 100% accurate? Well, I hope so, but I don't know, because we're human and not perfect.
Yeah, I'm already on that one, Daniel.
But just so you know, we all are here for each other and support, and we love you guys, which is why we take so much time to come out and do this, because it is on our heart. We are working through the Holy Spirit, aside from comfort levels, because let me tell you, I am not comfortable in a lot of these shows and situations, but does that mean I'm not going to do what God puts on my heart? That's not an option. So
yeah, John's Calibre, or however you pronounce it, he says, how are we going to help our listeners?
That's
by telling them the truth, for one thing, and telling them that it doesn't matter what happens and goes down in this world. You are not of this world to start with. And we've said these kind of things hundreds, if not thousands of times. This world is a grand illusion and intended to teach you lessons about how to see the light and repel against the darkness. And Trump is playing the role of Apollyon, the bringer of the disease and the bringer of the cure, as he likes to play his role of being on the white horse. and also playing the role as the rider of the white horse from Revelation 6. The white horse, then the red horse, then the pale horse, and then the black horse. The white horse is simply something of great power coming and pretending to be pure, be righteous. I'm here to help you. I'm here to save you. It's all the doctors and nurses and scientists that wore those white uniforms and participating in ultimately getting blood on their hands, which is why the white horse turns to a red horse, and ultimately destroying people. And then, of course, the pale horse comes, and the pale horse is the one that's, you look kind of pale in the face. You look a little green, because pale, it means, in Greek, it means to be a light green. You're looking kind of green. You're sick. You ain't got enough to eat. They're taking away the food from you. It's there's a plague. You're looking a little sick. And then followed behind that is death, and hell follows him. And yeah, so you're right about Trump. He's playing that role. And even for me to say those words costs me subscribers every time I tell that truth. But guess what? I don't care. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to speak truth, and I'm going to speak it as long as I can. And I've been doing it for 16 years now, and I ain't stopping tomorrow. And so there.
We ain't stopping. Ain't none of us
We ain't
stopping.
No.
When you do something like this, and,
See, we need a song.
right? Shannon, get on that.
We can't stop.
No, you got to up the beat, girlfriend. You won't up the beat. It's got to be dance music.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
I don't have music on me, but if there was some beats, it'd be uplifting. I was like, hey, I was getting some soul in there. Come on.
Can't stop.
I'm gonna find a soundtrack and we're gonna come up with a song for this. But no, we ain't stopping, folks. We ain't shutting our mouths. We're not gonna quit.
But we do have to talk to both sides of the audience, because we get new people here that are asleep.
Well, and regardless, look, the reactions of everybody around you are always important to pay attention to on an everyday basis. This is not something that should be anything new, especially considering all the shenanigans that's happened in the last several years. So it's like, this is just, watch out.
And I caution and caution with great heed. If I was on screen, you'd see like red letters right now. Beware of the messenger. Mm-hmm. Make sure whoever you are listening to is who you think they are.
And if they're real?
Well, not only if they're real, are they controlled? Who do they associate with? What circles do they run in? Who are the guests on their show?
What are the fruits?
Who sponsors them? Yeah, what are the fruits of that show? Are they just creating more chaos? Or are they people? There are a lot of us on YouTube now that are choosing not to be sponsored and not to be monetized. My show, The Roxy Files, I'll make a dime off of it. I don't have enough viewers yet. I don't want sponsorship. I could care less about that. My whole purpose of The Roxy Files is not financially motivated. It is about information. If I do nothing else except get on there twice a week and tell you every truth I can find until somebody comes and puts duct tape over my chubby little mouth, I don't care.
I just kind of want to remind people that, fairly recently, people like us, these, truthers who really, stick our necks out there
in the guillotine.
Imagine that. We're the ones with our neck in the guillotines.
I mean,
everybody else
announced.
Is afraid to even talk. Or Lord, don't show my face.
We're coming out here waving the flag like it's me. It'd
be like when I came back, when I moved back here to South Carolina from Idaho, and I'd been doing Logic Before Authority for about 5 years or something or other. My whole family went, "You're crazy. They're going to bring black SUVs to get us. Oh, Lord, you need to quit. You need to quit. You can't be here at my house if you're going to be doing that kind of stuff." They were freaking out.
And let me give y'all this conversion point. For those of you who have been with Daniel for a while, and have just come about being in my presence for the past year. When Daniel first come back from Idaho and he started talking about all these things to me, I was not awake yet. I had someone who was keeping me asleep, and we'll leave that there, due to lack of communication with Daniel. Was being kind of haltered. But when I will never forget one of the first things that he was like, you really need to look into this. You really need to look into this. This is not what you think it is. I'm like, that was 6-7 years ago. And here we are today. I occupy probably 80% of my time down a rabbit hole, finding the lie, putting the puzzle pieces together. And it's,
once you see it, you can't go back.
Yeah, once you see it, you can't go back, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's a code within a code. And my little puzzle brain, it just goes bananas. So, I've usually got 4 or 5 puzzles going on, because I try to, anytime I come up with a theory or I'm looking into something, when I find it, I go backwards and try to disprove it in every way, shape, and form possible.
Well, just know, audience, that those of us who have stuck our necks out there and our names and information is connected to our channels, the FBI did make a note to announce in a very silent way, so not a whole lot of people heard about it, that we, as what they like to call us, conspiracy theorists, of course, are now enemies of the state. And we, of course, spread disinformation, misinformation, and all these things, and we're super dangerous. So I know for sure we're all already on lists, but there's absolutely no doubt. And don't even fret. At some point, they're going to come for us. But we don't care, because we would rather be and stand in truth and in Jesus Christ than spread lies and hide away and not say anything, not give a warning like we're supposed to, because that's our job in the kingdom of heaven. So, it takes a certain level of bravery, and I'm not tooting any of our horns, because it can be a bit overwhelming. And a lot of us have family, and know that someday, I have to tell my husband on a regular basis, don't be surprised if someday they're going to come for me, okay? Someday this is going to happen, and I'm not going to comply. So you just got to be ready for that.
I'm good with whatever comes at this point.
Exactly.
Yes, Connie, we are the watchman on the wall, and we have loud mouths, and anybody who watches my channel will understand I have an extremely large mouth and a large brain, and I'm going to use it to do what God told me to.
And she don't have good volume control.
No, no, I do not have good volume control. Not in life. No, I'm not. See, this is the whole thing about me. Y'all will learn this the more you get to know me. I ain't filtering me. I am who I am. I'm proud to be who I am. It has taken me 50 years of strife and struggle to get to this perception point in life. I have been married and divorced for a lifetime. I was married 27 years, 2 grown children, cancer, heart attack, all kind of other things we're not even going to go into on the air, because it would probably finally get us canceled. But I'm not going to hide who I am. I got tattoos, and I've lived a life. We've all lived a life. But every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. And if you stop loving one another because somebody's got a tattoo, or somebody might smoke a cigarette, or somebody might be from here, or look like that, or sound like this, then you're feeding into the whole left, right, black, white. You're not supposed to love anybody for what they look like, what they represent, or what they can give to you.
Hey, are you guys on the comments? By any chance?
I'm sorry, I'm talking. Hang
No,
on.
no, you're good. I was just wondering if somebody was.
If we're on the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all, yeah. Kindness is always good. You may have your differing opinions, and that's okay. But, hopefully
What?
hopefully we're not dealing with a bot right now, but that could very well be.
He's funny, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real funny.
Would you like me to explain to you how that's handled? Watch this. Bam!
Wait, Daniel, where's the gong?
Gong it.
Gong it.
You want me to gong him?
Yes.
Gong it before I hit the. I want him to make sure he can hear the gong before I kick his sorry rear end out. Let it play all the way through before I confirm his.
Let me get a better.
Get a better one. See, we got comedy today. We got comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, you don't know who you are or where you're at. You are mistaken. You need to enter a different room.
I think your medication.
We love you, though, and we will pray for you. God bless. Have a good day.
Yeah.
And here we go, folks. 3, 2, 1. And that user is gone. Isn't that unique? I love that button. Try it again, somebody. See what you get. No filter over here.
Come back under a different name. We could do it again.
Do it again. Dare you?
It just made me realize I've got the gong, but the problem is I don't have it set up exactly right.
We all about love and light up here. If you're going to come running your lift, you better have hands to throw, because I throw back. Watch my delete button go.
Well,
And-
look,
like
you also have to be very careful with who you're pointing fingers at and saying blasphemous things like that too. Just throwing that out there, people. You need to be discerning, but don't just wildly call people antichrists.
I mean, can you imagine that? Somebody actually calling me an antichrist. I mean,
oh my God.
I can't
even. Yep, I
don't
can't
know what
even
to say to that. That's just like.
I hope everybody got a good giggle out of that one this afternoon. That was pretty good. Listen, and this is exactly what we tell you. We are targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Our shows are targeted. That is a perfect example. Have y'all been seeing, and this is for the viewers, I'm sure Daniel and Shannon have, what they call these phone farms that they've been taking down. The FBI is involved in taking them down. These are what they call phone farms. They will have thousands upon thousands of cell phones sitting in docks charging, running 24 hours a day, that are pre-programmed with an algorithm to search for shows on YouTube or Rumble or Stream or Twitch or wherever for these words to get in the comments and wreak havoc. Just to try to create animosity and fear. And if you, oh goodness, Miss Connie, if you ain't never heard of a phone farm, you should go look them up. The FBI's been tearing them up. Most of these that we can tell are connected to Chinese stuff. But yeah, go look up the phone farms.
That comment popped up just in time as I'm talking about us sticking our necks out. Just saying. I was like, I think we got a bot.
We've got a bogey.
Listen, and I put this into, we got a bogey. We actually used to have to watch that show as a children with Daniel's mother, my grandmother. She loved the Gong Show.
I loved that. I love those reruns. Great.
Yeah, I've got my gong button ready. Come on back.
Yeah, the phone farms, Dave, are about Google and buying likes and subscribers. but those same phone farms are the ones that are in YouTubers, just like we had one on here one day that just kept spelling out fart over and over and over endlessly, and I had to ban them.
I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are what phone farms do, and they're the same ones that are constantly out there.
They'll have on one channel, they'll have 500 different channel names. And so if you delete agent number 1, agent number 2 comes in. So what they do is they have all these phones that are 500 in a rack, and then they can do whatever they program it to do and go after people and things and stuff. But it's imaginary going after, because it means absolutely nothing.
It's a threat to create fear and to create chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I said in the comments a while ago, the earth will not be inherited by the weak. The earth will be inherited by the meek. If you're not sure of what the meek is, you may want to go look up. The meek are the ones that know how to fight, but keep their sword in their sheath until an absolute time of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
I got my sword and my armor of God, and I just want to make sure everybody out there's got yours.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to... I sent you something, Daniel, on your Logic Before Authority email.
Okay.
I wanted to bring this up since we were kind of sort of touching on this subject matter of the targeting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, people don't realize that there are actual websites to where you can apply for a job for these types of positions. And I found one of them, and it is for real and legit, run by the FBI. And so I sent it to you. Mm-hmm. It's called InfraGuard. And this is exactly, they are there, they hire people to surveil and talk, survey, that's exactly it. Mm-hmm. And there's some interesting new tiers or programs they added on to this for hire, like for religious places and things along those lines. So, in case people were wondering and, question if this whole targeted individual kind of thing is actually real and funded by our government, here you go. Here's one of the many sites, one of the many ones, by the way.
When it comes to especially the online stuff, I had to learn years ago, what you do is you just simply do not participate in it. Literally just making a joke about Mr. Antichrist, calling me an Antichrist a few minutes ago, was about the most I've engaged in anyone making a negative attack. Typically what happens is they just get blocked. I don't even read what they say, and it's just gone. They're just flushed, because what they're trying to do is get in your head. The way to keep them getting in your head is don't read it, don't respond to it, don't at all, don't do nothing. It's just like the government when they're coming after us with these, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Don't do nothing. Don't respond to it, don't read it, don't listen. If you got a TV in your house and you're watching the news, you're messing up. You need to get rid of it or turn it into, I've got a TV, but it's right here and we're doing the show on it. It's literally, my mouse is on it right now. So don't allow these attacks to get to you. Don't let them in your head.
Notice too, right up at that top, that really big red button up at the top. What is it? Report suspicious activity. But it's okay, because it was good to bring up this time. Because we need to remind our audience that this is real. There's real government factions that are hiring people to mess with you.
And if you're willing to do anything for money, you got a job waiting on you.
Yeah.
Got a job, you unemployed, you on food stamps, go work for InfraGuard.
And this is just the Los Angeles department. There are many of them. So,
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them that do that kind of stuff.
See, I've already figured out that if the men in suits show up at my house, when I see them coming for the door, I'm just going to run to the freezer and get an ice cream cone. And then right before they open it, just smear it all over my face and just act like I'm as schizophrenic as I can possibly get. If nothing else, I might get a check out of it.
Better than that, this is going to sound a little extreme, but, better than an ice cream cone is poo in your hand and smear it on you. And then you can
we'll stick with chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate.
We'll stick with chocolate.
Okay.
We'll stick with chocolate.
Probably a good move.
Yeah, I cannot sit in a position of fear about anybody coming towards or at or whatever. Just do what you got to do, boo-boo.
Oh,
The
see,
good Lord told me this is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to do it.
I'm ready when they come to my house. I'm going to come outside boldly and start yelling at the top of my lungs in the name of Jesus.
Call on the
I
angels.
rebuke you. So,
Call on the
they'll
angels.
probably shoot me on the spot, but you know what? That's okay.
No, they can't. They can shoot at you, but if it ain't the will of God, the bullet will be stopped. The gun won't go off. Do you remember what Dan told us about his story? Dan Kennedy, rest his soul. Dan told us there was a time in his life where he was depressed and guilty for all of his sin that he had done, and that he was at a friend's house, and he went in the bedroom and laid down on the bed that supposedly he was going to take a little nap. And he had I can't remember what he said. I think it was like a 44 Magnum or something that he carried on him because Dan used to get in gunfights. And he took it out, and he put it in his mouth, and he pulled the trigger. And I said, Dan, well, what happened? He said, I woke up from a nap in about an hour. He said, nothing happened. He said, I looked at the gun. I knew what I'd done. I went outside and squeezed the trigger off 6 times, and all 6 rounds went off. But what I'm saying is when you believe in this and that you are protected, there's nothing that can come against you that is not God's will.
Well, amen. But
Period.
the fact is, I will be bold enough and I will not be afraid if they do.
Yeah.
I'll be like, bring it then. I don't care. I'm going to say it. And I'm going to scream it to where everyone can hear me in like a 5-mile radius.
Mm-hmm.
Say it, don't spray it.
And the angels will be there. They're already around us, and they're always here. You can't always see them. But they're there, and just like in the Bible, the story of, what was it, Isaiah, was it? Where the angels were all on the hillsides and stuff, and he asked for the eyes of his friend to be opened up, and so he could see the angels. And they're there. We are protected. When you put your life in these kind of peril places and do things that at most, like literally 99% of the population is afraid to do, and you're doing righteous work, and you don't have any other motivation, I believe you're protected. And my life literally has been spared numerous times where I've literally run off the side of bridges, and the truck is taken, all of a sudden everything goes into slow motion. The truck is taken, dropped back on the road, and I feel it boom, land on the road. And next thing I know, I'm driving down the road again, where before I was off the road so far that it smacked the left driver's mirror off the car on a pole. It was a light pole that was in front of the bridge. I mean, I can speak like this because I've experienced it. I know it's real. And not only that one time, but many times. I'll never forget the time that the angels whispered in my ear, get up and walk out now. And I did. And I walked right past multiple cops that were there to arrest me. And I ain't hard to spot. I'm 6'2", 300 pounds with long hair. And they couldn't see me because I had prayed the day before. Father, if I go in these places and anyone comes against me, make me invisible so they can't see me. And he did. Just a fact. There's no other way I can tell you anymore. Now, there will come a time and a place when we all have to go, but when we leave here and we've done righteous work, hallelujah, we got nothing to worry about because we'll be out of this hell and be in a whole lot better place, be back with where we came from because we are not of this world.
And I know we started this conversation about SNAP benefits.
Yep.
I want to raise one question. I know we're all concerned about the lack of funding for SNAP benefits, but maybe we need to take more of a look at a nation and try to figure out why so many of us are on SNAP benefits. Because I don't know, I think most of you out there have figured it out that when this country of America was first started, there were plantations and there were slaves. That has not changed. 250 years has not changed that. They just don't lock you on the plantation anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You got a whole country. They let you roam free. But if every single dime you got has to go back into the system in order to survive, that is indentured servitude. That is slavery. We are in a slavery position when you are in a lower income poverty bracket. We're slaves. We're cattle. And they're just snatching our kids, doing what they want to do.
Brainwashing them.
Brainwashing them.
All kind of things. Killing our grandparents.
It takes 100 children for 1 pint. 100 for 1 pint.
That is
one
true.
pint is worth 2.2 billion.
I wanted to show two things real quick. Daniel L. just sent these to me, and he thought it was interesting, and I did too. There was a series on television called Peacemaker, and season 1, episode 1 was called A Whole New World, WHIRLED. Peacemaker came from 2021, and he thought it was quite interesting, and I do too. And then he liked this image as well, where it shows kind of a circle in a circle with a star that's outside of the main circle. So I just thought I wanted to thought I would show that.
Who was that? I'm sorry, I missed something.
It was Daniel L. Sent these in to me. His mother seen this on the television. It said when they were watching this episode or something, it said A Whole New World. You know how I spell it because that's the proper spelling. And his mother seen it and pointed it out, and so they took a picture of it and sent it to us. So I just wanted to share it before we ended up out of here today. And he also seen this and sent it to us too, which is related to the circle within a circle concept that I've talked about before. So anyways, I just wanted to show it. And real quick, guys, update on the Superthon. We made it to 3,083 is where we're at. We're running a little behind on the actual goal. We've got a goal of trying to raise $10,000 during October. And like I say, we made it to, it's actually 3218. Let me see. If I refresh that, it should go up. 3218. And I wanted to thank Robin C. for making that go up to 3218. Also want to thank Hoyle S. and Robin W. All three, meaning us, or whether it be anything else. They want you to just go watch Netflix. They want you to just go watch a football game. They want you to be entertained and have enough food just to get by, although they might be thinking about taking that away, but they don't want us to come together. I'm offering us a chance to come together. So one of the ways you can contribute to the Supernatural Show is becoming a member of the website. And that's actually what I prefer, is for you to become a member of the website. it instead of say donating $100, make sure you're a member of the website as well. And that way we can come together. I've got plans. My plans have worked so good so far. I've got plans, but I need to, in order to implement them, I need a better PC to be able to run this show any further, bigger, wider broadcast than I am right now. I can't go any further. I mean, we're having a hard time even turning our cameras on. So, as y'all guys know, and it's working a lot better with no cameras, but I'd like to turn mine on. And I know Shannon would sometimes and Roxy would sometimes, but we just can't. But, we shall overcome. We will not be defeated. And anybody got any final thoughts? Because I know Roxy is we're going to hit up against her tractor time here any moment.
It's Monday, dude. I don't tractor on Monday.
Oh, you don't tractor time on Monday? Oh.
No, I green kid on Monday.
Oh, okay. Well, any final thoughts?
But their mama, their mama back on night shift. I'm off duty for a minute.
Oh, my goodness. What are you going to do? Get some free time. Oh,
I
know
got
what you're going to do.
3 other rabbit holes going.
Down 8 rabbit holes. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Shannon? Speak something wise.
I think it's important that we all take a moment today to tell those that we love them, and just remind people that their soul is valuable, that they are children of God, children of the Most High, and to just love each other the best that you can. And remember, nobody is promised tomorrow, and we just gotta love each other and be there for each other and keep watch and really try to create community amongst all of this division. That's all I got to say today.
All right.
Tomorrow night, are you gonna be on with me tomorrow night, Shannon?
I sure am.
Roxy and Shannon tomorrow night, Tuesday.
What's the 2 girls' name from Scooby-Doo again?
Daphne and Velma.
Daphne and Velma.
Daphne and Velma will be on it tomorrow night. It'll be 7:30 Eastern.
Excellent.
We might also be called, the Giggle Squad. It is possible.
But listen, our viewers love that the last 30 minutes is a laugh-a-thon because they always leave us in a good mood. We can talk about the most horrible, corrupt things in the world for an hour, but you will leave with a smile on your face because I guarantee you, Shannon and I cannot hold the giggles for about 57 minutes.
That's right.
There you got it.
Can't take life too seriously.
No, because this life, it ain't really real exactly anyways. There is accountability in what you choose to do and how you choose to experience this world. But don't take it too seriously, okay? And one last thing is Father said that he'd like to talk to you, and he wondered if you'd go talk to him sometime when you have a chance. Find your private place in your house, maybe bedroom and closet or anything you want to do, and so that no one's around, and go talk to him. He's there, he's listening, even if you don't understand what I'm talking about. So, but with that being said, I got 5 more days to make it through the Superthon. No, excuse me, 4 more days. Oh, goody. We'll be done on the 31st. And y'all guys, if you haven't submitted your temple hat pictures, you better get them in, because you got about 4 days to be in the contest, and there's several things worth bending some aluminum foil for and taking a shot. So I would, like that 88 book Bible, that's the Ethiopian Bible, and several other things that actually might be kind of cool. So get it done. Get it submitted. Go on the website.
Get her done. Get her done.
You scaring me, Roxy.
Now, why would I ever be scaring you with this Delilah at 5 voice of mine?
Oh, you sound better now. All right, guys. We love
Just
you.
depends on how you want me to say them.
Bye-bye for now.